You know that moment when you sit down to study, open your notebook, and suddenly realize you have no idea what you wrote last week? Like, was that a math formula or a grocery list? Yeah, I've been there too. I remember one time I spent 3 hours taking notes in class. I even felt proud, like, wow, I'm so productive today. Then the exam came, I opened my notes to review, and guess what? It looked like the scribbles of a caffeinated squirrel. Random arrows, half-finished sentences, and absolutely nothing that made sense. It was like my past self was trolling me. And that's the problem most of us have. We take notes, but we don't take useful notes. We copy everything the teacher says word for word, thinking more writing equals more learning. But later, it feels like we're trying to read ancient hieroglyphics. We waste hours studying without actually remembering anything. The truth is, good notes aren't about writing everything down. They're about creating a little shortcut for your brain. Something that makes you say, "Oh, right, I get this," when you read it later. Think of them as cheat codes for your future self. So here's the big shift. Maybe it's not that you're bad at studying, maybe it's just that your notes are working against you. Once you fix how you take notes, you don't just save time, you actually learn faster. Here's what finally worked for me, and I swear this turned my study life around. Tip 1, stop copying, start thinking. Instead of writing every single word, pause for a second and ask, what's the main point here? Write that in your own words. It feels slower at first, but it's actually faster because you're processing the info while writing. Your brain is like, oh, we're actually paying attention. Cool, I'll remember this later. Tip 2, use a simple structure. I like to split the page into 2 sections. Left side, short notes, keywords, main ideas. Right side, little doodles, questions, or connections I make on the spot. This way, your notes don't look like one giant, scary paragraph. They look like a map your brain can follow. Tip 3, make your future self happy. After class or after reading, take 2 minutes to highlight or rewrite the messiest parts. You'd be shocked how much more sense your notes make when you clean them up while it's fresh. It's like leaving yourself a love letter for exam week. And you don't need fancy pens or aesthetic bullet journals unless that motivates you. The goal is to make your notes something you actually want to look at, even if that means using stick figures, memes, or ridiculous examples. The sillier the better, because your brain loves things that stand out. Here's the cool part. Once I started doing this, I didn't need to reread my textbook 5 times before a test. My notes already had the key ideas, my own words, and a few funny examples that helped me remember. What used to take me 4 hours of reviewing now takes maybe 1, and that 1 hour actually sticks. So if you're tired of wasting time on notes that don't help, try this. Think first, write second. Make your notes look like a roadmap, not a wall of text, and do a 2-minute cleanup after class to lock it in. Your future self will thank you and maybe even cry tears of joy when exam season comes. If this made you feel like, okay, I can totally do this, hit subscribe. Let's keep figuring out how to make learning easier together. Your smarter, less stressed version is just a few good notes away.